Hey everyone, Dr. Peterson here with Peterson Chiropractic. I'm back again for the second episode with Amanda Tovar, registered dietitian. And we're really talking about just good ways to fuel your body for real life, whether you're a very busy person raising kids, if you're an athlete trying to train, or you trying to manage health conditions. So today we're going to talk about when you have a busy lifestyle, how can you actually eat well when you're constantly on the go between work life, family life, and just life in general. And so we'd like from you, if you can give us some good, quick, balanced meals or snack ideas that actually work.
Yes, that's a great question. So I always encourage people at breakfast to grab two food groups at least so that you're getting some protein, some healthy fat, maybe some carbohydrates there. So what that might look like if you're running out the door, it could be something as simple as a banana that's a really quick grab and go with a handful of your favorite nuts. So we've got some fiber, some good healthy carbohydrates to give you that quick energy, and then we have that balanced out by some protein and heart healthy fat. So it could be a wide variety of things: almonds, walnuts, pistachios, pecans, anything that you like. Another idea that's really nice, especially if you like waffles or pancakes and that's kind of what your preferred go-to breakfast is look for a 100% whole grain waffle or pancake in the freezer section at the grocery store, and just have that at home so you can pop it in the microwave or in the toaster for 30 seconds or a minute and grab that on your way out. And again, try to incorporate something with protein and heart healthy fat like peanut butter, but look for a good peanut butter that's not loaded with a bunch of sugar.
For sure.
Another option that I really like is to grab low-fat yogurt. And if you can tolerate the plain one, of course that's better because it doesn't have the added sugar. I know that's really hard for most people to opt for, so you can do like a vanilla or something like that, low-fat yogurt, and then add your favorite fruit. So you've got dairy, which contains protein and a lot of vitamins and minerals, and then you're adding some carbohydrate and fiber again to it.
Cool.
So those are some options for breakfast.
Not very complex, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of these could work as snacks too,
Right.
especially on the go. If you're able to take a cooler with you, if you're out and about, maybe driving to work and you need something while you're in the traffic as you're commuting, or maybe on your way to pick up your kids and they're hungry after school, you can have things like baby carrots, fresh fruit, that type of thing.
Yeah, and it seems like you're figuring or teaching people how to plan ahead so they avoid grabbing whatever's fast. And
Yes.
that's a trap when people are short on time because they're going to eat something, right?
Exactly.
I think you have a couple pictures of things that people generally jump to when they're short on time.
Yes, for sure. So that planning is critical, Dr. Tim, as you mentioned. And so oftentimes what happens is if we don't take the time to plan, then a lot of times we're going to find ourselves beyond hungry and we make poor decisions in that moment because we're just trying to, get rid of that hunger. So not that these foods are necessarily bad, because everything really can fit into a balanced diet. And to be honest with you, I became a dietitian because I love food, and so I eat really everything. But when your go-to is choosing pizza and hamburgers every day, you really miss out on a lot of nutrition. So I will say, if this is what you choose one day, because let's say you weren't able to plan everything out as well as you would have liked to, just try to balance it out with something healthy. So always keeping that balanced plate in mind and having at least that half plate full of vegetables. If you're gonna have some pizza, maybe try to avoid eating that entire pizza. Maybe have 2 or 3 slices and balance it out with a really nice salad. And remember, do not cover it with a blanket of dressing, because that is loaded with calories, it's loaded with saturated fat, and that type of fat is what clogs your arteries and can really cause heart disease in the long term. So just caution with that.
For sure.
Same thing goes really with the hamburger. If you can skip the fries and balance it out with some vegetables, a lot of these fast food restaurants now are carrying more vegetable options, whether it's a salad. I've even seen some fast food places with a kale salad. Some have vegetable soups, so whatever you can do to boost that vegetable intake is great. And if they offer a whole grain bun, opt for that because that will increase your fiber. A lot of places too, if, you know, maybe it's not a fast food place necessarily, but a pretty quick restaurant that you can pick up the hamburger from, they're offering different options like leaner ground beef that you can opt for, even a turkey burger, or replacing the meat with, you know, very lean chicken breast.
So there's ways to eat out that aren't all bad.
Exactly.
Just what do you choose at that restaurant?
That's right.
Got it. So grocery stores. What would you say are your favorite grocery store shortcuts as far as eating healthy?
That's a good question. So always starting with the produce department so that you make sure you stock up on the fruits and vegetables that you need. While you're in the bread aisle, just really targeting those 100% whole grains. And remember that beans also are a great source of fiber, and corn is a whole grain. So these are both really good options to put in this starchy portion of the plate because they have a whole lot more nutrition than something like bread or chips. And so there's a lot of nutrition there to be had. There's protein. Beans are a great source of potassium that can just help naturally control blood pressure. They're also a great source of fiber, which helps lower cholesterol levels. So there's a lot there. But really focusing on the way that God made food and eating it as close to that as possible rather than getting these packaged things that are loaded with sodium. I mean, just using some good common sense.
Before we finish out this episode, I just wanted to clarify, because you just said put corns on the starchy area, right? A lot of people consider corn a vegetable.
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes. It shouldn't belong in here.
Yes, thank you for saying that, Dr. Tim, because many times we think of potatoes and corn as veggies, and they are, but they are considered a starchy vegetable. So when I say fill half the plate with vegetables, it should be non-starchy vegetables. So anything other than corn, green peas, believe it or not, potatoes or sweet potatoes, and beans.
Very cool. Well, I think that's some great information to start with. And if you've watched both episodes, you know there's a lot to learn about nutrition, but it doesn't have to be complicated. So thank you so much for watching. Boop.